you followed in Karen's kind of footsteps because she eventually like she was the Woodlands hostess or
My sister Karen?
yeah, wasn't she? I thought eventually she kind of
I,
whatever she's always on a fast track. She was always like ahead of like because we were the same age and it always seemed like she was being asked to take on jobs that were too mature for the rest of us, but she was ready for them.
she's the oldest, so she was like, she has that kind of leadership role in the family. So I'm
Yeah.
not surprised
I
that
was
she's
the oldest in my family. I didn't really get asked to like to be in dance things.
the
I was
oldest
the
girl.
yeah, well, no, okay there.
Shocking.
Yeah.
Julie, what jobs did you have?
So I remember doing like Woodlands housekeeping,
All right.
Woodlands
Yeah.
too, and then regular housekeeping, and I did some Christian education. And then my best camp of the woods job was I was the um, I guess the assistant rec director with Larry. Oh, that was fun.
All right. What year was that?
Think that was 87. Although camp is so timeless that like
Yeah.
it is just honestly a
Yeah.
blur. You know.
Okay.
Well, I
And then
remember.
I worked at Tapawingo for that one.
See, okay,
Yeah.
and so much of our correspondence at
Okay.
least before this, Julie was, and with Emily too, is I'm writing about Tapawingo. I had a Zoom call the other night, and I know it's hard. I was able to get a few people because it was short notice, but Midge did come on, Midge Pittman, and then it was
Edge.
yeah, Midge was there, Joy Hughesland was there, Kim Hawks Pasquini, Charlotte Gardner. I don't know if she was there. Maybe before you. Jan. Anyway, there was good stories, but I remember, and I could either ask you this offline or now. I might as well ask you now because you're here and I have your time. But so my sister Tracy, my cousins, Kristen and Kelly Johansson, Leanne Kissinger, they all were part of kind of maybe not as ingrained as you all were at camp because you were there like all summer. They came up for like just a few weeks, but still they were part of that. So they understood that and loved it. But then when they went to Tapawingo, most of them had a really good experience, but there were some that were like couldn't fully buy in because they're like, they knew what they were missing at
Mhm.
right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So and I went to Deerfoot for a couple of years. I remember the same thing, like, tonight would be everyone's getting together at the teepee after the basketball game or something. And I enjoyed Deerfoot. I did it 2 years. But when I was on boat crew, Julie and you and Emily, I remember we were going out to take the counselors out at the beginning of the summer. We didn't know who was going to be on their staff, but I remember we were taking you out, and I thought, wow, this is what a commitment for the two of you to go out there to be part of the Tapawingo staff, and again having a frame of reference to know the things that you would be missing at camp, and I was just really impressed by it, and something I would love to maybe hear more about. You could touch on it now, but maybe in an email or something because I just thought it was a really interesting dynamic.
It's funny. I was just talking to my mom before this, um, and she said, I remember Jen Thompson said, you might not remember this, like, I can't believe they're going out there for the whole summer. Look, you're sitting in the beach. I could just hold my thumb up and it covers over the whole island and it's gone. Everybody said that.
That's amazing.
I'm very supportive.
That's
I'm always supportive.
That's amazing.
blot out the sun.
Okay.
So it was like, I mean, it's interesting when you have so much to miss, but I do remember like going to Tapawingo and it was just this magical experience, like running, you know, just, and I remember, like Miss Dorothy, some of the counselors that I just really looked up to, they were like goddesses, just, huh. And I remember I just thought that that would be like a new experience, kind of an adventure to go out there. But
I really admired it, and for the time that you were out there, again, I was in boats. I mean, you seem to just really embrace it and enjoy it, and I obviously I'm sure girls really looked up to you, so anyway, I was.
yeah, it's hard to, I mean, there was like water skiing, sailing, the boat boys would come, and I remember I was like, the water's really calm. Maybe I can get a skiing. I remember like some of them were like, okay, I'll take you real quickly.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
we've done it.
It was, and Miss Carolyn, she actually, I drive by Reedsville, North Carolina. I think of her, that's where she was from.
Okay.
But she was very strict, and it was with the counselors too. She ran a tight ship.
That's what I heard. When I took over boats as head in '88. I remember right before me was Jimmy Olsen. Before that was Mike Mazzano, and both of them, they were friends. And they said, "Look, if any advice for you, by far and away, you make Miss Carolyn your priority, and your summer will be fine. But if you let that slip or in any way, it could be tough. Just make sure."
Pal? Remember she called you Pal? Pal?
Yeah, pal. That's right. Yeah. So,
Carolyn.
Jen, you could blot out Tapawingo with your thumb.
I went to Tapawingo a couple of years. My parents, I'm sure, were sick of just shipped me off to Tapawingo for a couple of weeks this summer, just probably to have some peace, because we were in Tibbetts. It was like
Yeah.
So I had a terrible time the first time, and I think it was because I was too young to do some of the things that were more interesting.
Right.
And I went back when I was a little older, and it was really fun, but I chafed at the rules.
Yeah, yes.
Because I didn't have to follow any of them at camp. And all of a sudden I was in this environment, and I was like, this doesn't work for me.
Well, the ladies I spoke to on the Zoom call were saying that one of the toughest ones for the campers was that you had to you had to try everything. So maybe I don't have it quite right, but they said you'd go up and they were serving food, and if you wanted it, you'd say yes, please. They would give you a normal portion. If you said no, thank you, they didn't mean they didn't give it to you. It just was a smaller portion, and you still had to try it. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Julie and I were just talking about this yesterday.
Really?
I think it was Wednesday night. It was fried fish and boiled tomatoes or something.
Stewed tomatoes.
Stewed tomatoes. I thought it was beets, but it's stewed tomatoes. And I could not. I couldn't. And so Julie and I were talking about, like, there's a rule that if you put your elbow on the table, you need to run around the building. So I would load up.
You'd sing it. Someone would notice it. And you'd sing.
Oh yeah, I'd be like, "Oh my!"
Jennifer, strong and able, get your elbow off the table.
And I would have already chipmunk cheeks. Run around halfway, spit it out under the building.
That's amazing. Oh.
I can't be the first or the last to do it.
I think it was a known thing.
Oh, that's so good. I just don't know if I'd have been smart enough to do that, Don.
I don't either.
I think it was passed down from generation to generation.
Absolutely.
So good. Okay. Let's get a couple more questions. I don't know if you haven't read Don's book, that's okay. I have a different question to substitute in there. You guys just recently talked. What memories resurfaced in your discussion?
I came up with a new one.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Nice.
Let's see if you remember it. Okay. Skinning.
I am so glad you mentioned skinning.
Skinning.
So step back. That
Step
Emma
back.
and Julie were the absolute coolest girls anywhere near camp. They slalom, they're beautiful and smart and funny, and like they're like this total package, right? And I hate skiing. Oh, and totally nice and like down to earth and friendly, of course. That's no, for real. And so
And Jen was like hilarious. She was just so like yeah.
so the idea of skinning was simply to be dragged behind a boat.
We had this little putt-putt boat, before we were old enough to drive a ski boat. We had this little rowboat with a motor, and we'd go from our house to camp, and then we'd take people back to our house, and we were always out in the lake doing something. But we decided that was our adventure. That was
So some people do that by mistake. Like they fall, their skis come off, but they will not let go.
yeah.
You're
But
doing it on purpose.
Okay.
We didn't have the skis or anything, but
It was a rope. Now here's the twist that I feel like defines so much of camp for me. I did not see that coming. So like all the stuff I did, I was like, oh, so we improved upon skinning. I thought it was genius to hold an oar. And so you just kind of be like skating along the top. But the oar was pointed down. So as the boat went, I was like pulled down into the depths of the lake.
Oh, like a fishing lure.
Yeah, like
I don't think it was any kind of contest you could hold on the longest to watch the person back going.
Wow. How do we not think of that? That was
because you were doing more sensible things like skiing.
And I do remember there were lots of we were always out in the lake. This is our preteen years. We were always out in the lake, like tipping a sunfish sailboat, and getting stuck, or the putt-putt running out of gas and someone needing to rescue us. Or Kathy remembered that there was some canoe that like it would fill with water, or I don't know. It seemed like there was always misadventures on the lake.
Oh yeah. But you did.
And I think the boat boys came and rescued us. I feel like
Are they okay? What are they? They're going deeper into the water.
You don't have to worry about getting stuck. You're like, oh, well, the boat boys or someone on the lake will know you and come and.
They're just around and always somehow didn't. Oh, that's funny. Wow, skinning. Yeah, never heard of it.
Skinning. That's a new one.
Remember that
skinning TM. I bought the copyright for that.
There you go.
You just copyrighted it. Okay.
Yes.
That's awesome. What else?
Something I was like basically a menace to anyone I was working for and at Camp of the Woods, and they're so nice despite this, but not always that nice. So Mr. Ballman, I worked in the teepee for a couple of years, and he would get mad at me because I was like giving away like handfuls of Swedish fish. Do you remember? It's just like
fish.
And you're just like clawing into them with your hands, no gloves or anything like that. And so somebody was like, I want 100 fish. And you would just be like, I'm not counting that out. Like, give them as many. I was like eating too much ice cream. I always burned the chocolate chip cookies. But my greatest feat was that one Sunday, I think it was, I forgot to defrost the hamburger patties. So, no, he's gonna be so mad. I forgot, because I'm like talking and joking around, like whatever. I just couldn't have a serious day in my life there. And so I had this brilliant idea, just brilliant. We had the industrial toaster. You like stick pieces in and it like goes over the top.
Yeah.
It's like those slots are just the size of hamburger patties.
Toast or hamburger patties, same size.
Same size as a bagel, right? So I put it in, I was like, what's going to happen? They're going to go over and flip out and come out defrosted.
Well,
And
at least.
I did not see that they were going to be cooked and crumble. The whole machine was like putting out black smoke, and like it was just like burning and down in chunks. Like when it came back down, it was like so hard to clean up, and I was trying to hide it, and it was like couldn't do it. So Mr. Baldwin wasn't too happy with me on that one, but after my shock wore off, it was really funny, but he did not find it as funny.
That's funny. Yeah. I mean, in theory, yeah.
But the initiative that you showed, come on.
Right?
Right?
Where were you? I needed you then.
Yes, that's Mr. Baldwin.
I hope he recognized your initiative.
Yes.
Geniusness.
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna
factor involved there that you might not have taken into account.
I think we have more stories to tell. I'm gonna just put a pin in that for a second, but I want to ask a different question for you both. Are there people that you from camp that you wish you were in touch with that you're not in touch with anymore? Anyone you'd like to reconnect with?
Yeah, we talked about this the other day as well. I was bosom buddies with Cheryl Olson, whose mom ran the craft shop for many years.
Yeah.
Okay.
They lived in the trailer park.
Yeah.
And she and I, part of our crew with Julie and Emily and a couple of the girls, just kind of running buddies around.
Did you say Cheryl Olson?
I did.
Olson! Oh my God!
This Cheryl Olson?
Oh my goodness. What were you saying about me?
We had said that picked you as the person that we would want to reconnect with.
Well, look at that magic.
There you go.
Okay. For anyone watching, we can't always pull off ones as wonderful as this. But I worked some intel with Barbara Olson. Sent me a letter. I've been keeping in contact with her. Jen sent me that the other day, and I'm like, and so before I even responded to Mrs. Olson, I called because she gave me a number today on the way to do my taxes and to buy that little thing of tequila. And it was a crazy day. I weird dreams about this, but boom, there we are. So I responded later, and I was so happy you were able to say that you could
awesome.
join here.
I saw Jen and Julie, and I'm like, no, of course.
Cheryl, where are we calling you from?
I'm in Wheaton, Illinois.
Wheaton, Illinois. That's right. We texted that. Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, welcome.
Thank you.
Here's Jen. Here's Julie.
Hi, Jen. I know. It's been, decades for Jen and I.
Okay.
Wow.
Sure.
Wow.
Yeah. Right. I was trying to keep track. I think it was in the mid 90s we last saw each other.
Yeah. We broke up for some reason.
Because it was like you guys were the same year. We were 1 year ahead of you.
Oh yeah, you were. Oh yeah, you were giant. Yeah. No, we broke up for some reason. I have absolutely no idea why, and here we are. And I'm so happy to see you.
I know. This is like the best. I know.
Well played.
Yeah.
Well, so Cheryl, to catch you up, we've been asking a couple questions about jobs that they held, but we got to the point where they're telling some fantastic stories about their memories of camp. So I'll ask you the same question, and maybe the three of you can come up with some stories that involve all of you. What do you remember from camp, or as you knew you were going to join this call, what came back to mind of your time there?
Well, I grew up, I lived in Indiana, so I was the one from the Midwest, always coming out to the East Coast, New York. But I cherished my times at Camp of the Woods and our friendships. I mean, just over years. I mean, and Julie was actually in my wedding, and I was in her wedding, so it just speaks. But yeah, so that and what's that?
I got lost, both of you.
What's that?
To your wedding.
I know. Sorry. I know. Okay. I kept in touch with your parents, actually, better than you, from my mom.
I didn't mean to interrupt. Go.
Okay. So I'll quickly. So I I mean, the friendships and all the fun things, which I know, and I do recall very vivid memories. And I'm sure Jen has some more of the crazier stuff we did, but Julie, we all did it. And then, but we had letters. And so I don't know if I've kept I think all my letters from friends at Camp of the Woods. I mean, I went through them today. I still have them. I know where they are. And I saw names that I hadn't really thought of for years. I found Julie and Emily. I had lots, and Karen and all of you guys. And then Jen, I think Jen, you sometimes didn't write so much. I remember correctly.
Back when we wrote letters, like wasn't
Yes.
that?
Yes. So all this, no, and I found, I mean, there's hysterical stuff in it, and I'll probably share it later. But like Julie, I found one of yours that you had written on paper, and then a napkin, and then it was on toilet paper, and you made it very clear that you weren't in the bathroom. I mean, just like silly things. And Jen, your stories, it was just always about school, you know, the regular stuff, or shopping. It was always shopping with you and what outfit you were scheming up, of course. And the boys. But so that I mean, yeah, those memories are just, as we all know, we're just going to cherish them for a lifetime.
So the toilet paper, did that have anything to do with our brief conversation today? The fact that I was telling Tom I'm writing this chapter about the fixers, so basically Odd Jobs and Tim Sandoval, and I had an hour and a half sit down with Chucky Wong, and I have to change a word though, Tom. The word I have to change is I said the guys who did these jobs. So now it's the people that, because Cheryl, I went through all the staff directories, and she served as porter for the bathrooms, but she's the only one.
That's right.
I have like
how many years?
14 years of staff directories. You're the only one who did it and then did it again.
2 years, right?
2 years.
I know.
No, everyone else was a one and done. So
I know.
What they do? They clean
the toilet. It was all the public bathrooms. So I started up in the trailer park, went down through all of the dining hall, and then the gym, and then the teepee, and all those. And I did it because I was young. I think I was like 13 or 14 at the time. So I don't know, maybe I begged my way in, said I'll do that job. And then, but it paid more. I think it paid $60 a week instead of the $40 a week at the teepee. And then I could do it during chapel. I was done, and then I could go be on the beach.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Well, there you go.
Logic there.
Still a tough job.
It was disgusting, I tell you.
I'm gonna hit you up on that for more to write about. That basketball clinic week was not your favorite week, which
no. The toilets never worked too. On top of it. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. That's an Odd Jobs thing.
Yeah.
Housekeeping was the best pay because you got tips.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh.
Yeah.
You worked hard in the morning, and then you were done.
I know.
Yeah.
Jen, you never did housekeeping. It was always TP, right? Or
I did TP and Woodlands waitressing because
that's what.
At the time I don't think I'd ever gone on a hike when I was a teenager. I was like very into clothes. And so I thought, oh, well, this is a wonderful opportunity. I can put real clothes on and go to a horrible waitress, but I looked really good.
I remember that. Yeah.
And
that's amazing.
Orondaga, Cheryl, when we were sharing a room in Orondaga.
Did you tell the story?
Which story?
Oh, no, the one with your brother.
There we go.
Do you remember it?
Come on.
Do you remember it, Jen, at all? Or?
I don't.
Okay.
It'll probably come back.
It will, because we were, because you couldn't have boys in the Orondaga at certain times. So David, and I was good friends with David. It was just, and Jen, and, we hung out. And he was in too late, and he couldn't get, there was time to, I think he had passed the hour. And so he was in our room. And so, those little narrow, the rectangular windows. And it was, I think, Orondaga 6. So we were like, what are we going to do? How are we going to get him out? So he went through, because he was so skinny, he kind of fit through. But then on the way out, he bonked his head and cracked the window. And then you remember it now, don't you, Jen? Do you remember what we said? What?
He cut his head And
Did
like,
he really? Oh,
like that was this big, but like blood was like, because
Oh, wow.
he had so much and he looked like he just was like, I don't even know,
it
dangerously
was.
injured. But I forgot that he went out the window.
Yeah, so we put him out, stuffed him out the window, and then he
Oh.
started to go up to Boys Park, and that's probably when he got caught. And then he's like, "Oh, and then we didn't know he got caught, I think." And I think I still distinctly hear you saying, "I think it must have been a squirrel that hit
I
the
remember
window and
that.
broke
I
it."
remember that.
Yeah, that happens.
And we ended up getting,
Oh, Jen.
what, early curfew? What's that? Like you had to come in and we had to sit there from 7 to 10 while everybody was out.
Oh,
I know.
And I'm like, it was Jen's brother. I'm like, come on.
And I have distinct memories of sneaking up to Boys Park, and I
Oh,
don't know if we like toilet papered their rooms or like there was
yeah,
something. There's always like some sneaking or like, you know,
yeah.
sneaking out, but it wasn't like we were doing anything
Do
bad,
anything wrong?
you
No,
know,
No, my brother. Like, there's no intrigue there.
no.
Well, so that's another question on the list. What's your favorite camp prank?
I wasn't one for like big pranks. I was thinking about that. I thought I just was so obnoxious. Okay, like so you know how like there would be these like couples would all of a sudden meet and have this epic romance. You know what I'm saying? It was just like, it just was like, I don't know, it just exploded into this very serious thing. So anyway, so in chapel, the guys would sit with their arm around the girl often. And I would sit there with Jonathan Brayton and Cheryl. They're so obnoxious. I would just reach over and gently rub the girl. So, and she would be like, like cozying into her boyfriend more.
Gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Well,
That is so
Claire
good.
works like all. There's always this thing like, are you gonna get caught? Like, no, they just really enjoyed the affection I gave them. So I was actually doing a service. It's not a.
It's like, yeah, they should have been doing that.
gravel in the mouth, right?
Some of those people are probably married now.
Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Do you remember when was it Cinder Blockarella
Yeah.
that we lived in? And I think Emily and I were on one side and you
Mhm.
and Sharon were on the other side, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they were cinder blocks, of course,
The spiders.
and they were so damp but somehow they were like Emily and I, they were like always like wet bathing suits, wet towels, sweaty running clothes, and nothing would dry because it was so damp. And they would do the contest to see who would have the cleanest
Yeah.
room, and then you and Karen, it would be all nice and
All
neat
nice and neat.
there, but our side you went through first, and we always ruined it for you.
You did. There's big piles. You didn't even try to do anything.
Yeah. So
And we remember that it got so disgusting that we started sleeping out on the beach. We're like, oh
yeah,
gosh,
that was a design flaw in those buildings.
Oh, they were.
Yeah, Amy.
it wasn't us, it was the
Yeah, my wife. She worked and only one summer there. It was '88, and then she had never even heard of Camp of the Woods before that. And she came. Well, she had heard of it, but lived in Rochester and worked at ADH. So she worked as a Woodlands waitress. But it was important for them to keep.
I worked the same year she did with.
Oh, I think I was wondering. I was going to ask you if that was the same.
Yeah,
We may have a picture.
I sent you.
Do we? Oh,
We
that
did.
would be wild.
I believe
Yeah.
so.
But she said she was in those buildings. It was a challenge to keep your clothes
Fresh.
right
thank you.
condition to work. Yeah.
Thank you.
It wasn't
Yeah,
that we were
you didn't-
It
suave.
wasn't that Julia was messy at all.
Yeah.
And oh my gosh.
That's
Yeah, I don't know
amazing.
how many years those existed, but it seemed like they got knocked down.
Eventually.
Yeah, that was. I mean, maybe the wood cabins were kind of falling apart or whatever, but that was not. however that was designed, was apparently Ardith Murray
Yeah.
was on with us too, and she said that she lived there, and she also didn't like it because it didn't have like a common meeting space, like for you to just
Yeah.
hang out with your roommates, and it was kind of segregated or whatever. But anyway,
Just rooms.
yeah.
I'm sure we have more stories. Let's come back to that. I'm going to do some rapid fire, make Mrs. Purdy happy questions. Around the clock here. Jen, name your favorite camp location or landmark.
My favorite location was inside the wigwam in the middle of the day.
Oh.
Middle of the day because you love the hurry scurry busyness of it.
No, wigwam.
I'm sorry, teepee. Wigwam.
Oh, wigwam.
Why? Why?
Sanctuary, maybe. Yeah.
Like I would go in the middle of the day and I would sit. There was like a room that like jutted out kind of where the rec staff would have meetings in the morning.
Yeah, remember that.
Okay.
Anyway, it's like this lovely room. I love the wigwam. Is so beautiful, so peaceful, and so quiet. And I would sit there, and you can hear all the noises of the boats and children and people and like all that kind of like busy stuff going on. But then I would just like be sitting there in one of those great old chairs, like not like with the leather, like a stuffed chair.
Yeah.
And I found that very peaceful, and I would do that frequently.
Yeah, they were a little musty, those chairs, but they were nice. You know, they were
A distinct smell in there, yeah.
yeah, a woodsy kind of smell. But yeah, that's interesting. That's a first. Yeah.
That is, yeah, we asked this question to a lot of people. That's a good, I like that one. Julie, how about you?
I probably have two. I love walking on like the path from like chapel to the dining hall, path with the but I also love being on the beach at sunset. Like there's just no better place to see the sunset. You know, the late day sun is so relaxing. And you know, I was going through trying to find photos, and it's like I have photos of us when we were, you know, like toddlers, and then when we were like kind of teenagers, and then
Right? Yeah.
and then
I agree. I love that too.
and then there's some of us with our babies, you know, running around, and then now they're teenagers and they're running around, but it's just like all these and then the parents, you know, like the older people sitting in their place, you know, and it's just this. And even now, like you can go and the same people are sitting there in the same places. Shout out to you,
Yeah.
Cora and Nicole and Kathy and Karen and then Gloria Reiniak and you know Mom some and you know there's just like it's timeless. It's like how maybe no years have passed. Maybe I'm still a teenager. You know? At the late day, especially. Just so
you when you look out at the sunset, now you know that you could have blotted out Tapawingo just with your thumb if you wanted. Tom, you have to explain that picture.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
This is sunset on the beach with my wife when we were dating. Yeah.
There you go.
Cheryl.
Let's see. I would echo Julie's that path from Tibbetts to the dining hall. I don't know why it was like solitude.
Yeah.
Just that little patch.
Yeah.
And it was woods, and it was just you're going from one place to the other, so it's like pause. But and then the beach. What's that?
The smell of like
yes, I know.
And like from all the rain. Every now and then when it's rainy and there's a rainy smell, I'm like, that reminds me of Camp of the Woods.
Yeah. So, but then I guess, I mean, the beach, but then I'm just going to go out further and just the lake and just what we always did on the lake. And those are probably some of the fondest memories of fun, crazy, and silly. And like even sometimes we'd go out at night in one of our boats and just look at the stars. That's the place you see all the stars. And we'd listen to Simon and Garfunkel. I don't know if you did that with Jackie.
Oh, nice.
Or
well, didn't Brian and Peter have a boat?
Yeah, we had
You had
that Craft, the Mustang
right.
that didn't have, you couldn't tell how much gas was in it. So once Julie, Emily, I don't know who else was, we were on the other side of the lake and it was skiing time and it was dusk and we ran out of gas and had to have somebody pull us all the way back across the lake. And then we had the little blue boat, which Jen, this is the other memory that came to me today was, and Julie, I think you did it too, but it was this fiberglass, big blue, ugly boat. We called it the Bluefish. You and I named it. You remember that?
Yes.
Jen?
Yeah.
Yes. And then we would go around and if my brothers let us have it, and then we would tie a rope to a ski rope, and we would drag ourselves and see who could be dragged the longest.
Okay.
And we called
Was
it
it called
skinning.
skinning?
Yes.
Brilliant. Wow.
Julie, you did it too, right?
Yes, and I remember we did it off our little putt-putt boat too. Yes.
Like
Cheryl,
we had all the skis. Yeah.
when you see this come out, you're gonna realize how amazing what you just shared is, because these two just shared skinning before you joined.
Oh, okay.
They
No,
named
that-
it. Oh, so you just reinforced how
I did.
No,
You know
you
why?
totally validated what they had to say, so that is amazing.
Yeah, it was.
Skinning.
We were dying. I mean, we were drowning, and I can see, we're like laughing and drowning. And then we tried to do doubles, I think, once too, right?
Tried to do what?
We tried to do doubles, like pull two of us at once.
But, okay, we got two boat boys here who have never heard of this until now. That's amazing.
That was all
wild. Yeah.
I'm
Tom,
absolutely amazed.
you brought up that picture of you and Lori. I'm imagining, was there a time you were dating, you were in the auditorium, and Lori was like, oh, it really felt like we connected today at chapel when you
And I took credit for Jen's work, probably. Yes.
That's how I really knew that we were meant to be together.
when Jen.
That's amazing. Yeah. Thank you, Jen. 36 years of marriage later. Thank you very much.
Wow.
So good. Do we have any more stories? I feel like, Don, there were stories that they were going to share that they were concerned would be edited out. I mean,
I did ask about like a salty, but
salty was the word you used.
I've moved on from there because there's too much. Carol, I want to ask you, remember, like the dock was so awesome. You know, is the dock still there? I feel like it is.
The one by
by the beach.
Anyway, so it was like this beautiful long dock, and Cheryl, I convinced you to ride your bike off the end.
Yeah.
But I had this grand idea that it was going to be like E.T., like it was just like soaring in the air, but instead it goes like right over in her head back.
Tom, I know what you're looking up.
Did you get it?
Thank you.
Oh, wow. Sorry.
Oh my gosh. I think
Maybe that's why you broke up. Maybe that's why you broke up.
You know, I remember my brother Pete did it too. So I think he was. Do you remember my brother doing it too?
I don't.
David, I think maybe after you did it to me, I was like, hey, I got a great idea for you, Pete.
You're just gonna float out there for a while and be bliss.
Well, we used to take Julie, your sailboat, remember, and we'd intentionally tip it.
Yeah.
And so that we could. Do you remember sail? Yeah, Jen, you would sail too, right?
I did. Yeah, I got caught under the sail one time, and I thought I was going to die. I was like, "This is it." Because
that's what Emily remembers. She remembered that there was something with Jen freaking out.
I came up like in the water, and my hand like, this is very bad.
All right, I'm going to read you something, Cheryl and Jen here. This is something I wrote when Don told me he was writing a book. I had all sorts of camp memories I had to get out of my system as well, and so I wrote some stuff really just for my own use. I gave it to Don. He's used a little bit of it.
This is in there, I think. I know what you're about to.
It might be this. I called this Schwinn's Law. Wait, one second. This is under. It's in a section about the point because there was a dock at the point in addition to the front dock.
Two.
All right. Schwinn's Law. Without a ramp, a bicycle ridden off the end of a dock, regardless of the velocity, will inevitably nosedive into the water, sending the rider unexpectedly over the handlebars. And I'm going to read Schwinn's Law supplemental.
Okay.
When riding a bicycle off the end of a dock, especially with a ramp,
Yeah.
the rider is advised to avoid straddling the bicycle as it enters the water. Even though the bicycle seems to descend into the water with a resistance equivalent to air, for some reason, the rider will descend at a higher velocity than the bicycle and will endanger their crotch area if remaining in a straddle position.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so relieved it's just all those years
Yeah.
of therapy and all I had to do
I
was
know.
come on.
This is science.
Wasn't
This
just
is science.
photo, Jen. It was.
That was all written.
How did you
on
get
the
the-
label there in the middle? It's just really tiny print, you know.
Oh
How
my
did we
God.
get how did you get the bike back out? How did we do that?
Well,
That's a good question.
there.
It's not it's not too deep there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
You're mad. I don't blame you for literally thought it was going to go up. Like,
oh my
I
god.
forgot about the Point as another favorite place. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
that seemed like some long pier, but now when you go back, it's just kind of small.
I know. Everything seems smaller. Yeah.
That's
when you
kind
go
of
back.
a mystical kind of place. Yeah.
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 That's awesome.
Rock
All right.
foundations are the same, and
I have a funny story.
Yeah.